I once murdered a person.
What?
It all happened in Te Awamutu. My
Where else?
friend, my friend Nivi lives in Te Awamutu.
It's not prepared for that.
And he is a guy who likes to drink, right? He's a big drinker. So he says to me one day, Ren, come on, we're going to finish this big bottle. I said to him, nah. See, I don't drink that much, right? So I'm just like, nah, you drink. Yeah. And he says, bro, you're a sissy. You're so scared, you know? I said, at this moment, I think I could get him. I think I could trick Nivikesh. So this is what I did. I said, bro, you can't finish that whole bottle yourself. And I see the things turning in his head. And he's like, yes, I could. No, you can't. No, you couldn't. I bet you $50 that you couldn't finish this whole bottle. It was like a full bottle of like Jack Daniels.
Oh, shit.
He finished that bottle.
Oh, no, by himself.
Finished that bottle. He finished the whole bottle. And then the next morning, there's a knock on the door. The neighbors and the police. And the police are saying, the neighbors have notified us of a corpse or a body lying in the backyard. And I said, oh, shit. What? So we all run to the backyard. And there's Nivikesh lying on the backyard. The police chalked it down as a murder, and I was responsible. But the beauty of it is, he forgot about the $50 bet. Welcome to the Surely Podcast. On today's episode, we've got Raksmey, who's going to be talking about getting a driving license for the first time. We're going to be talking to Roy, who's got some interesting facts and is going to be playing a very cool game with us. And we have Nikhil, who is going to be doing some game, and at the end of it, people are getting slapped. I'm not looking forward to this.
Neither.
Also, we're going to be talking about identity and being ethnic in Western countries and things like that. That's going to be a bit of an emotional one. So stay tuned for the Surely Podcast. All right, Raksmey, tell us about driving licenses.
All right, driving's license. Who wanted their license so badly in school? I know I did.
I got it the first day I could, like...
First day you turned 15, right?
You're all 15? Yeah.
You count down to the days. And I was actually 17 because I migrated to this country. But
Yeah.
Very good.
See, I was the youngest of my friends group, so these guys were like almost a year older than me.
Yep.
And they were getting it so quickly. And then there was this thing called like the defensive driving course. So you would get your restricted, wait 6 months, and then boom, full license.
Just cuts off time, right?
It cuts off time. Yeah. So these guys in high school, 16 and a half, full license.
Yeah.
And I was I was still on my learners.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was like, it was just like you're just chasing after your friends.
Yes.
Because it's cool because you get to go to places, and this was back before we could, we were renting and had our own houses. So any type of sort of going out was great.
Yeah.
And so I actually thought I was going to fail my learners.
Right.
Because I did my test, and it was expensive back then. Probably still
Your
is.
learners was back when it was a book, right?
Back when it was a book.
The scratch?
And the
scratchy.
scratchy.
Is it not that anymore?
I don't think so.
I don't know. I think it's all digital
online,
now.
it's online.
Digital.
Computers,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
you sit on a computer.
Yeah, so you had before internet was big thing, you had to go buy these scratchies, and it was like $4 a piece, and they would only give you like 15 questions.
From the BPA.
Yeah, from the BP.
Yeah.
And then if you got it wrong, you're like, oh crap, I can't really do it again.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Once you scratch it, you scratch.
You didn't buy the sample scratches before your test?
It was like practice test. But
No,
it was
I
like
just
a real
bought a
test.
road code and I read that.
Yeah, I did
Yeah,
that
but
too.
see,
But you also
that
get
was
the
more
practice
expensive.
test.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
So there was a practice test, and in that test, it had the exact same questions that you would get.
You
in
just
the...
do all the
But the
practice
road
tests.
code had
much.
those as well.
I don't remember that.
No, not really. It
I mean, they
kind
had
of
examples.
Yeah, it had examples, but I didn't have the scratchy inside the book.
The
Alright?
scratchy, mate.
I didn't
scratchy.
need to practice the scratchy.
What kind of a nerd read the road code? I just did all the scratches.
Yeah, what nerd did that?
I skimmed it the night before.
But the road code
But I
was
actually downloaded the PDF and skimmed that the night before.
I think the reason why people don't want to buy the road code because they were like $30, $35, $40.
They're pretty expensive.
They're pretty
Yeah,
expensive.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I had maybe like 6 or 7 times I bought the scratchy things, right? So I was quite confident, and I just hit 15, and I went up to my parents. I'm like, Dad, please, I know this is $80, but I'm confident that I can pass my learners, okay? And so I go on a school day, and I go and take my test, and they take you into this booth. And so it's all like secured and stuff, and I'm scratching. And I think you find out
Straight away.
straight away.
away, yeah.
If
The
your
answer's
answers are
under it,
wrong.
yeah.
Yeah.
And so I was making my way through, and then I got one answer wrong, and I was like, okay.
But it tells you
It tells
at
you.
that moment.
It tells you at the
right?
moment.
right.
Yeah.
And so you're like, okay.
You got one more. One more chance.
One more chance. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
thought. So one more chance. I keep going. And I got another one wrong. And I was like, oh my God. And then towards the end, it was because like you think you've got everything right. And then it asks you like a random question about like what distance between like the trailer and the car or something.
yeah,
And it's like in measurements. So it's like 3.2 meters, 4.2 meters.
Yeah.
And so obviously I was wrong and I had 3 answers wrong. And so I'm like, oh my God, I failed.
Yeah.
Went up to the counter, nice lady by the way, and she was like, beep, beep, asked for my information and stuff, and she's like, you passed.
So you didn't count the questions properly.
No.
I have no idea.
I'm sure you could get
You
three
could
wrong.
get
You could get 3
wrong.
wrong.
I
thought you could only get 2 wrong.
Yeah, I was told that 2, that was it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because you needed 32 out of 35 to pass.
Oh, is that
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
I thought it
3
was
wrong.
yeah.
It was 3 wrong.
wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you thought this whole time you got
Then I
away
had-
with it.
Yeah. I also, at the same time.
God, I hate to say this, but I was the kid that got the test and was like, and then gave it back. Like I'm not even joking.
Mr. Confident.
Because I
100%.
No, I knew that road code in and out. Like
Oh, you mean to get it right?
Because your
Yeah,
dad
yeah.
owned a bookstore, so you had them on the shelf. You didn't have to buy it.
Literally.
I was the same.
Yeah.
And the reason is because I cheated the thing system. I went and I bought all the sample
So you
tests.
already knew the questions, right?
I bought
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
sample
yeah,
tests. I didn't read the road code. The night before, I just set up and just kept doing the sample tests.
Yeah.
By the end of it, I was getting the sample test 100% right.
there you go.
When I went to do the test, it was so easy.
The lady said to me after I gave the thing
Well
back
done.
after like a minute, she's like, "Oh my God, no one's ever finished it that fast." And I was like, "Yes, but I think she lied to me because Roy apparently finished it that fast
No,
too."
I did it a year after you, remember? So I was the second person doing that fast.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, I was chasing you.
Yeah. And then she goes, "The computer system isn't even letting me put it in because it thinks you're still in test right now." And I was like, "Yay,
So
yay,
fast.
yay."
But this was before they had free resets too.
Yeah.
So now they have free resets.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah.
So like,
So
how
you-
many free resets?
I think it's unlimited, but government's trying to change it. But like, yeah.
This is why there's so many sissies out there. Honestly.
And that's including your practical tests.
Far, right? That's crazy.
So I go for my restricted for the first time, and I hear all these experiences about people failing and stuff, and that the instructors being mean and stuff. I get a mean instructor.
Like a
Not
mean, as in,
like a bad man, like
bad
a bad man
Yeah, right.
instructor.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, and so we like said hi and stuff, and he was real quiet. Okay, and so we drive off, and he starts talking. He's like, "Okay, this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna do this. We're going this way." And as he's directing me, his voice gets louder. So he's just like, "Right, left, keep going," and then it starts raining. And I haven't been trained to drive in the rain. It's
Yes.
always been sunshines for some reason when I'm practicing, but it starts raining.
Yeah.
And I didn't know about the 4-second rule. And so he was like, "You're supposed to be 4 seconds behind the car when you're driving in the rain." And he's just I don't know how, he's just getting louder. I'm feeling more pressure. And I'm just like, okay.
Sorry.
And so I don't remember too much of what happened, but we park up at the end of it, and he's like pointing out everything I've done wrong. Like, "Oh, you didn't use your mirror.
Yeah.
You didn't look enough when you were indicating. You didn't use the 4-second rule." And he was just slandering me, and I was about to cry. I swear, I'm like, "Okay, I'll never drive again, sir. I'm sorry." And then he's like, "You passed." And he starts laughing. The bastard starts laughing.
Oh my god.
Oh my god! I
That's
was
so
so angry but happy at the same time.
That's so good. That reminds me of my restricted test. I don't know why. It was because it was a half an hour test, right?
Yes.
Like for you guys as well?
Yeah.
Like it was, and it feels like the restricted was harder than the
was.
learners, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so what ended up happening was when I was driving around, there was like fog coming onto the windscreen, right? So I'm like driving, but I've never seen this type of fog. It's like the windscreen is all right, but there's a little bit like up here, and it's just getting bigger and bigger. So I turn on the demister thingy bob, right?
yeah.
It's not going away. It's not going away. And I was just like, oh my god. So I'm freaking out the whole time that like this is a hazard, right? I should be sorting this out. We get to the end. He passes me. I'm like, okay, all good. Then at the end, I turn the wiper on and it goes away.
I bet he knew too.
Because it's you. And in my head, I'm like, should I do the wiper? I'm like, but what if it's like gonna go, and he's gonna fail exactly. So the whole time I was thinking that, and I never did it. But I think it was a lot easier back then, right? It was just like, she'll be right.
Yeah.
So
More
when we got our restricted, the restricted was easy, but the full was hard.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
they've changed it now.
Yeah.
And I snuck in just as they changed it, so I got the easy restricted and the easy full.
Oh, that's pretty good.
That's funny you say that. For me, the restricted was hard, the full was easy.
Yeah, same with us.
Yeah, it
Same
felt
with
that
us,
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, he's saying the
it was
opposite.
the other way around. It was like compared to the full, the restricted was like easy. They'll give you restricted, but to get your full, it's like really hard.
Oh,
It was
okay.
opposite for
Yeah,
me.
yeah. I mean, that's how it should be, right?
Yeah. The full was easy because you've been driving for 2 years. And like,
I think they made the restricted hard back in the days because that was when you were going to be like
the
driving
most
on
dangerous.
your own.
Yeah, the
And,
most
like,
dangerous.
You're
Yeah.
switching from being with someone to on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard that it's up to the instructor if they want you to do like a parallel parking. Because
I didn't
felt
have
like,
to do one.
Yeah,
No,
neither.
me neither.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Neither.
now it's compulsory
It's,
apparently.
yeah, I heard it's
It should
compulsory.
be.
I only had to do a 3-point turn. That's it.
Same.
Yes.
Yeah,
Same.
yeah.
Parallel
Same.
parking should be, because
Hey, I can parallel park. I mean
I
it.
know,
It's
for
like,
sure.
yeah,
Well, you could just buy a Tesla and it would do it for you. How about that?
not yet.
Huh?
Soon. Not yet.
Yeah.
You got the app? You paid the premium subscription? Do you have Parallel Park Plus?
True.
For my restricted test, I was driving fast. I saw the 100 zone. I remember somebody, I think it was my dad that told me, if you see the 100 zone, you need to really hit that 100, eh? The moment you hit that, because they test you on how fast you hit that 100.
Right.
So I see the 100 sign. We're in a 50 zone. I see the 100 sign, and before I even reach the 100 sign, I start guessing it. And my instructor literally goes, "Wait, Nikhil, wait. It's still 50. It's still 50." And I'm like, I'm gone. I'm failed. This is it. I brake, I slow down, and then I speed up again. There was a couple of things like that.
Yeah.
But then when we parked up, I was like, oh man, I failed. It's over. He was like, you know what? You made this mistake, and you did this mistake, and you did speeding, and you didn't stop properly at the stop sign. But you're a really good driver. How am I a good driver?
Because did you do any tests in Fiji? Or
This
everything
is in
was-
New Zealand. All of my tests was in New Zealand.
None, you did none in Fiji.
I was
eh?
not a driver
Oh,
in
okay.
Fiji. Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I was learners. I had to go through the whole thing. So learners waited 6 months to get my restricted. Waited 2 years to get my full. So the whole process.
Oh, yes,
So,
yes.
In my full license, I was so good. On the way back, my instructor bloody took a nap.
Actually.
Actuals.
right.
Actuals. He was like, okay, take us back. And I was like, I've passed. I parked. The funny thing about
so
that
funny.
was, you know how when you're restricted, you can't take passengers?
Yeah.
I'd taken my brother to the test with me
Oh,
for like, some
yeah.
backup.
Yeah.
And then so I park up and I'm like, go hide behind the building when the guy comes out to take me. And so when I park up and he gives me my license, my brother comes up and I go, and then he goes, and then the instructor turns and looks at me and goes,
I just laughed and walked off.
I heard you allowed that. It was like a translator or something.
You're
No,
a
he-
support person.
yeah, but he
Support.
didn't have a license. So you can't be in the car with
yeah,
me.
I guess so, yeah.
He was
I've
younger
actually-
than me, didn't
I've
have a
been the
license.
support person in the car during a test for 3 different people.
Right.
And 2 of them failed.
I can
Well,
see
I think
not a
we're
very
harder
good
on you.
emotional supporter.
It's honestly, here's the thing. The first one failed because of a pretty big mistake, but it was iffy. Like, you could argue that it wasn't a mistake.
Yeah.
The second one that failed, he was from another place in the world, and I saw his driving, absolute garbage. He gets failed, he gets out the car, and he goes, God, that guy was such a racist. Oh, I hear he fails all the people.
Whichever people, yeah, the brown people, the one, yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, bro.
It's not that you're a terrible driver.
I mean, my God.
I have a friend
Yeah.
who did a full driver's license test, right?
Yeah.
It was a she. So she gets in the car for the test.
Yes.
5 minutes into the drive, the instructor drove the car back.
Oh,
That's bad. That's bad.
No.
that's pretty bad. I think I would have never been able to fail though, because I was trained. The car training I received, my brother. I think it's the last time I cried. Like, when you're a little kid, you cry and stuff.
Yeah,
I think the last time I cried was when I was being trained by my brother to drive. It was literally we're doing something, and then I parked up, and then he's just like, "Rah, you did this wrong, you did this wrong, you did this wrong, you did this wrong." And then I started crying, and then he bought me a muffin. Okay? I still remember that muffin,
What a
guys.
good brother.
Yeah. No, what?
He wants a muffin.
He bought me a muffin because he was sad that I'm crying, and then I'll probably tell mum and dad. So he's like, oh, yeah, eat the muffin, eat the muffin.
Did he ever do that thing where he grabbed the steering wheel? So if you were making an awkward turn, he'd be like, no.
Oh, sometimes. But it wasn't too bad.
I got one driving
just me
lesson
then.
from my dad. He did a lot of that. He grabbed the steering wheel a lot, right?
Yeah.
So this is how my one driving lesson went, right? I had gotten my learners. He gets in the car with me. We go for a short drive. He grabs the steering wheel multiple times, and then we get back home. And so I was working part-time at this point, right? So I would do night shifts at McDonald's, and that would finish at like 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Dad didn't want to come and pick me up at 11 o'clock.
Right.
So he goes back home. He goes, yep, you can just take the car to work from tomorrow on my learners.
But that's the way to
And
learn.
that's how I learned.
learn.
That's how I
Yeah.
learned how to drive.
There you go. No, my sister got her license 2 years before me, and my parents went through that whole crying in the front seat, grabbing the steering wheel. They're like, no, we're not doing this with you. You're going to go straight to having a driving instructor. I had 2 driving lessons.
Yeah. His mom also pays for dinner.
Did you sleep at McDonald's? Did you sleep when the drive-thru was empty, bro? Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
Carry on.
Yeah, so they're like, nah, screw it, you're gonna get driving instructor. This guy comes in with a manual. I have no idea what a manual is, right? Like, I've seen people drive them, but none of my family drives them.
Oh, you mean manual
manual
car?
car,
I thought
yeah.
you meant a book. Okay.
So we're gonna read. No. And within like 20 minutes, I was driving a manual like I've been doing it for years. This guy was amazing.
Oh, what a guy. Can
Not
drive a
because
manual.
I'm good,
Because he can.
because
I'm just
the
so
instructor.
good. I'm just so good. I can drive manual in 20 minutes.
Well, I didn't want to say it like that, but no, this instructor, he was the man. Absolutely no grabbing the steering wheel, no yelling.
That's because
He
people
was
had
just-
like brakes in front of him.
Yeah, he's got his own
Yeah.
brakes, right? The
He never
instructors
used
have their own
Yeah,
brakes.
yeah,
used
but
How do you
he
know?
he was
Probably
safe.
doing the clutch the whole time.
No, I stalled the car like 5 times in the first 10 minutes. And then probably
Despite
another 5
that.
times in the next 5 minutes. Nah, it was really bad, but having a driving instructor, game changer. Like they don't get upset, they don't get angry, they don't grab the wheel, they just let you learn, but they teach you at the
There
same
you
time.
go.
Well, obviously they want you to take as long as it's possible to learn. They want you to keep coming back.
Money's.
No, I had like one session with them. I was good
Yeah,
to go. My parents
but
were like, no, do one more.
Yeah.
Because they didn't believe I did know how to drive.
Yeah,
at
but
that
how
point.
bad would it be for business to be like, yeah, I guarantee you I'll teach you in one day.
I went to my driving lesson without a warrant of fitness. I literally rocked up and they were like, oh, yeah, let's do that. You know, they walk around the car?
So wouldn't you have failed?
Yeah, so he's like, oh, so that's a fail because we can't go because you don't have a warrant. Come back. And so I booked like straight away. And then I had to do my test. So literally, 1 day late, guys. 1 day late.
Same thing for my full. I rock up early though, half an hour early. And luckily, the instructor was free. So he comes out, does inspection, and just one freaking small ass bulb from the back, you know how in the rear
yeah.
view back hanging brake light wasn't working.
Yeah.
And he goes, well, that's going to be a fail unless, well, you've got 15 minutes to go get it fixed.
True.
That's so unrealistic. Like,
I
how
drove
you
down,
gonna-
but then I drove straight to the nearest garage,
Yeah.
parked up, and I just told the guy. I was like almost
No
crying.
way.
I told the guy
Yeah.
my situation,
Yeah.
and he's like, "That's a pretty like dick move from the instructor, right?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Don't worry, bro. I'll change it in 2 minutes." Jumps up in the back, changes the bulb. Like, how much owe you? All good, bro. Just go past the
Oh,
test.
that's pretty big.
So I drive
That's
back
pretty mean.
just in time. Same show. Fell asleep on the way back. So.
So when mechanics tell
He
you,
just wanted
yeah,
a
it's going
nap.
to take 3 days to change that, they're lying because it took him 2 minutes.
Just tell
Exactly.
him. Just tell
He was,
him.
he was just a
Guys,
really good
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
Please,
Yeah.
I'm gonna fail my test.
I think he could relate. Yeah? He could probably relate. Yeah, he was like, "Oh, I've been. I was that young once," and yeah.
Oh, very
Fair
cool.
enough,
Very
fair
cool.
enough.
Yeah.
All right, so we have some game time that's happening. So Nikhil has got a game for us that he's going to be playing, and the losers, apparently there's going to be 2 losers, are going to be getting slapped. I'm not sure about this. I'm not on board with this, but here
You're
we
getting
go.
slapped.
Essentially, the way the game works is it's
hope I
the
don't get
alphabet game. So Nikhil is going to tell us some sort of subject, and then we have to go from A to Z. Say fruit, for example. Apple,
Banana.
etc., etc. You get how the game works. Nobody knows the subject. Nikhil's going to run the show. Nikhil, take it away.
All right. So just at the top of my head, let's go animals. But this includes fish and birds.
I'm getting slapped.
Okay.
All right.
Those are animals.
Because they're all animals. Exactly. Well, I had to clarify because some
Does it include insects? Because those are also animals.
Screw it. We'll include insects.
Here
All
we
right.
go.
Let's go. Starting from the letter A. Go, Raksmey.
I'll good. I don't know what's A.
So Raksmey is the first loser of this game. And
It was so close.
He was
alligator. It was so close. It was so
Why is it so hard?
a goat. Good try. Good try.
You're getting slapped.
So what happens now? What happens now?
Now I can go from the letter B. It's just the three of us now.
Right,
So
right.
he's getting slapped by the winner.
Okay, here we
All right.
go.
Ready?
So, wait. So you go B and then he goes B? Or
C,
you go B and then he goes C?
C.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
All
And
right.
go.
Ready? Bear.
Cat.
Deer.
Elephant.
Ferret.
Goat.
Hobbit. Hobbit crab. Hobbit crab.
He the game and he lost.
I chose.
Hobbit and animal.
I don't know why Hobbit
The
was stuck in my
pressure
head.
of this game is too
Helmet
much.
crab. All right.
All right.
For slapping rights. Are you going to slap me or Raksmey? Oh my god, I can't believe
How
you're
does
getting
this work?
slapped.
You guys can paper, scissors, rock, or something.
So
you
we
keep
don't
going.
decide the winner?
Yeah.
Oh, no, we do.
The winner slaps Raksmey, the loser slaps me.
Oh, so we continue.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
From
Okay.
G.
No, H, because you were doing H.
Yeah, so he gets G.
I.
Yeah.
I.
Oh, H. I.
Mike.
Okay, right. All right, here we
I'm
go.
flustered. I'm going to get slapped.
Okay, and iguana.
Jaguar.
Kangaroo.
Llama.
Monkey.
Newt.
Oh, shit.
What's a newt?
God.
Why do I have the
Octopus.
answers now?
Platypus.
Oh. Q.
Quagmire.
Quail. Why am I good at this?
There's no
Quail. Quail.
Quail.
Quail.
Giggity, giggity, giggity. What's a quail?
How do I get hate wrong?
Okay, so Roy wins. So what
Roy
now?
slaps Raksmey. Red
All right,
slaps me.
mate.
Now, our next segment was supposed to be hosted by Cavishay, but once again, our great friend hasn't turned up. So we'll just do it without him. Our next segment is all about identity and growing up in Western countries, but being just a little bit different. I have to be very careful about this, because on TikTok recently, I got mad cancelled. So I'm going to let you guys start this conversation.
I think he's
Alright.
talking about the
Goodness me.
thing where he was talking about Fijian Indians versus Indo-Fijians.
And Fijians. Fijians,
yes.
the differences between... Anyway, start the topic, boys.
Oh, mate, you go.
Imagine Cavishay
Well-
is you.
Identity crisis. Everybody that's migrated to somewhere, and technically everybody has migrated to somewhere. Depends on how far back you look, right?
Yes.
For our people especially, I feel like we really have a big identity crisis because our ancestors were brought to a place that they don't necessarily feel belonged. And now if they want to go back to the place that they were brought from, the people back there don't want to
Belong
accept
there,
it.
yeah,
Right. So
yeah.
basically our ancestors came from India
So,
to
yeah.
Fiji.
So you're saying you're a Fijian Indian. You came originally from
From
India
India.
to Fiji.
You don't really belong in Fiji, you don't really belong in India.
Yep.
Now, I say you don't really belong. You do belong in Fiji, okay? You're born there. I feel like you belong there. But the atmosphere is such that I'm pretty sure everybody who's us has at some point in their life heard the phrase, go back to India.
Right.
And then coming to New Zealand is when I experienced that, when I met actual Indians from India, that going back to India was never a thing.
Right.
Because Indians from India, I point to you because you're an Indian, you're from India, right? So Indians from India don't really consider us Indians.
Okay.
It's a fact. So something that I realized this when I talked to another Indian person, and they were like, yeah, so I wanted to get married to a Fijian Indian. My parents were against it, even though he was born here. However, if he wanted to marry an Indian chick from India, they would be for it, because we're not considered Indian anymore.
Yes.
We're kind of tainted because we've been living in Fiji for so long.
Right.
So where are we? Where do we belong?
Well, I
And
think...
then we've migrated here.
Yeah.
We're citizens of New Zealand. You were born here. How do you identify?
It's a mad confusing thing. Because for me, like, yeah, I'm like New Zealander, but I'm also Fijian Indian, but I'm also Indian. So it's real confusing. But the way I sort of chalk it up to is like, don't worry about it. Like, I often try and think, just
Rise above it,
yeah,
right?
don't stress. Like, go see people for people. You don't need to look at, they fit in within this subcategory. They are this. That.
Yeah.
Who cares?
See,
Just-
that's
yeah.
my thing. Surely we're at the age now, at the point in society and civilization now, that we can rise above race and ethnicity. That we don't really need those categories anymore.
You'd say so, but
And I'm saying that as a minority, as somebody who is disadvantaged, whose ancestors was disadvantaged, as somebody who's had the world stacked against their people and made their way up, you know?
yeah.
And still trying to get their way up. Yeah, so I'm not like this person who's just been royalty and handed things to him saying, well, everybody should be treated equally. No, I'm not
You
saying
sure
that.
your grandfather wasn't King Nikhil?
No,
I think
don't let the Maharaj fool you.
I think one of the trickiest parts growing up in New Zealand was that you've got the two cultures. You've got New Zealand culture, and then you've got your family's background culture, right?
Right,
So my
right.
parents were always like, oh yeah, you need to get a good job, go get married as fast as you can, go and have kids. And do you guys ever get thrown, like the arranged marriage sort of thrown around with
Yeah.
your family and stuff?
Yeah.
But then the New Zealand culture is more like, oh, get yourself a girlfriend, chase the dream, and play some rugby or something.
Rugby? You're trying to kill me, Raksmey. Carry on.
Yeah.
Carry on.
So, there was this. It felt like kind of like there was two different worlds.
Two worlds. Yeah.
Two worlds. You don't know. Am I trying to meet my parents' expectations, or am I just trying to just fit in
Yeah.
with my friends and stuff?
Yeah.
So it was really challenging but fun. Like you meet different people, and you experience a bit of racism here, and it's interesting with the older generation because their world's different to what we see in school.
True.
Yeah.
And the younger generation's world is completely different too.
Yes.
That's right.
Like very different.
I hope that they have it way better than us in the sense that they don't see race at all.
yeah.
Hopefully that we do get to that point.
Yeah.
But I find that interesting because you're obviously from Cambodia.
Yeah.
How do you identify? Like, what's your identity?
Okay,
Are
so-
you Kiwi? Are you Cambodian? What are you?
I went through this weird phase in school where I would just change up a little bit of how I talk.
Oh, yeah.
So with my different friends, I'll just be like hardcore, like New Zealand slurs and stuff.
Yeah.
And then at home, I'll just be like full on Cambodian and stuff,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
throw a little bit of English words there. And then these different people, I'd just say, I'd pick and choose like a kind of like a persona. Do you guys ever sort of fall into that where it's like,
I've had that.
Absolutely.
yeah.
When I went to America, I started, hey man, can I get a caramel latte? But it's kind of like you just changing to fit the environment,
The
right?
environment, right? Yeah, because
But who are you? That's
What's
the
your
question. That's
identity?
like,
yeah, so that's where you're like, oh crap. Because like, have you guys ever been told, oh, your accent sounds a bit like, weird?
I've been told, yeah. Oh, you got Indian accent. Oh, you got Kiwi accent. Oh, you got Australian accent. I'm like, huh?
What?
yeah,
The one I always get is, oh, your English is really good. Thank you.
yeah, true that, true that. Yeah.
And have you guys ever heard your voices for the first time, like through like an audio clip or something?
Yeah, when I
And-
first heard the podcast. Is that what I really
Is that
sound
what I
like?
sound like?
Yeah. Nah, yeah,
So
true.
again, back to the question. So what do you identify as?
Oh, I mean, like New Zealander. I've
So you feel like a Kiwi,
I feel like a
right?
Kiwi. Like, I did go to Cambodia years ago, and yeah, like they will see you and they're like, nah, he's not.
I bring that up
He's not
because
from here.
True.
I've actually witnessed this firsthand where people have like thought, nah, you're not a Kiwi,
Yeah.
even though you were born here,
Well,
and you've got all the cultural experiences of a Kiwi.
yeah.
You know, so what defines a Kiwi?
That's the age-old question. Nobody
Yeah.
knows, I guess.
That's it.
It's back in the days it was something completely different. Today it's
Exactly.
evolving and emerging. But I think it's just like, why do you need to know, sort of thing. What Kiwi, Cambodian, Indian, whatever you are, like, why are you super worried about it? Just chill. Like, I don't know. I'm a bit too much. I don't care. Vibes. I think. I think. Yeah.
He cares, guys.
Like,
broke his
but
heart.
when I was younger, I used to really like. Yeah.
That's when
that
it
was a big
affects you
thing.
the most.
I think so. Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
And I think you've sort of risen above the hate sort of thing.
Possibly.
Where you've like, I'm just going to brush it off because I can just be better.
Yeah.
Which is great. And I wonder, when you went to America, how is that in America? Like, what's the identity situation in America? Do you feel like it's a big thing there? Or is it like everybody's their own person? Or
Bro.
I think these days, yeah, it's a thing. But
Bit messed up, eh?
yeah, I haven't been for a while. But when I was in America, everybody thought I was Mexican. Like actually, yeah, like if people come up to me and start talking Spanish and stuff, and I was like, "This is very different." yeah. All right, Nikhil, go on.
what about Roy?
Roy boy.
Well, to talk about the America
Let's
thing,
talk
I
about the
remember going to
Indian, yeah.
America, right? And I went to the doctor because I had the flu or something.
Oh,
And,
the flu, you reckon?
And the doctor goes to me, "Oh, so where are you from?" And I'm like, "Oh, he's noticed my New Zealand accent. It's very different from all the way everyone else was talking." And I'm like, "Oh, New Zealand." And he goes, "Okay, where are you from originally?" Like, India?
Those ones.
Okay. Like,
Yeah.
what?
You just get to flip it back on them, be like, so where are you from? Oh, America. Where originally? You know?
Oh, but honestly, white people do love that. They'll be like, well, my ancestry is 12% Welsh and 15% French, and you know, it's a big thing for them. They,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
they know where their ancestry is from, and they know where their grandparents are from and stuff, and it's a big thing for them. So it's fair enough that they would ask other people in the same way because it matters so much to them. They would assume it matters to everyone, but we would obviously see it from a different perspective.
Yeah. I feel like asking somebody like Raksmey, for example, who's, and you, where are you from? New Zealand. No, where are you from originally? New Zealand. I was born here.
Yeah.
I didn't come from anywhere else.
I mean, because
Is that I think that's you guys. Like,
yeah, I work in the shop in Nongataha.
Yeah.
Nongataha Book Salon Post Shop.
Great shop, by the
Great
way.
shop. And I get customers like, because a lot of people that come to that shop are older, right? I get asked that all the time. So whenever they ask me, I always answer this. Oh, I was born here, but my parents are from Fiji.
yeah.
That's a good way.
So I'm like Fijian Indian, New
That's
Zealander.
the thing,
that's
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
But-
so your ancestry is from Fiji, but then again, it's even more complicated for you because your ancestry is from Fiji, but then your ancestors came from India.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like how far back you want to go, mate.
Sorry,
How far back you want to go?
my ancestors from India probably came from Africa or something.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
I don't know.
Anatolia.
Mars.
Anatolia.
There you go. Anatolia.
Interesting how sensitive
so not
people are.
Mars?
Oh, but you're South Indian, right?
So I did trace back my ancestry to a point, and it was from UP. So I don't know where that is in India.
Uttar Pradesh.
It's hard because
that's in the north.
It's hard to say like talk about my Indian heritage when I've literally never even been to India. You know,
That's true.
it's really hard to talk about that at all. Yeah,
fair
but like I know enough to know that I'm originally from UP. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about your any identity?
Oh yeah, as a
thoughts,
kid, it
crises?
was a nightmare, especially because I did a few years of school in Dunedin, which
Janets.
if you know much about Dunedin, you go to university there and it's all Patels and Singhs and Kaurs and all that. But you go primary school, you go intermediate, there's no Indian kids there.
Yep.
It's all white kids.
Yep.
I was the only Indian kid. I was the only. No, it's probably like one of two Indian kids. In
There's
the entire
always
school.
one other.
These are the
Yeah.
One other.
It was a girl and she was weird.
They're always weird. The other
Yeah.
people. Yeah, always.
Did they automatically assume that you're gonna go out with this chick?
They did do that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that annoying?
That was
the
annoying.
family.
I've had the same
definitely
experience.
Not me.
Yes.
Not me.
And then they mention it in front of you, in front of them as
They
well.
were like, oh,
you're
he's
like-
not going to date anyone.
You couldn't pull that.
Not even the one other
That's
Indian
funny.
girl.
They didn't know about year 9, mate. 2 girls.
So it happened to me too, but I was
Yeah.
a bit older, like 12 or something, and I was
Oh,
with
yeah.
my childhood friend,
Yeah.
and my parents did the same thing, but in front of both of us.
Oh.
And then she was like, "Ooh, no!" like right in front of them.
Breaks
in
you
front
from
of
the
me.
heart.
She'll be
In
back.
front of me, and I was like, "I don't know. I needed to be hurt today."
Whoever you were, I bet you regret it now.
Yeah. No, he said definitely big identity issues as a kid. I was like, who am I? Where am I from? What am I doing? You know, because I visited India quite a bit as well. Visited my family there. I spent a year living in India, in primary school, just a random year of primary school, and I went to school there, and it was like, at the same time, it was like, oh, everyone here is Indian. There's no issues and stuff, but I was still different. You know?
Didn't really quite fit in.
Yeah.
Because you don't fit in there, you don't fit in here.
Yeah. And there was one kid who was the same as me, but he was from America, and he was weird. But like it would have been great because it's like, oh, the one kid that I could relate to, but then he was just weird.
Maybe you were the weird one.
Possibly.
Maybe we're all the weird ones.
Oh,
We're
God.
sitting in a room with 5 cameras pointing at us and a guy monitoring our audio levels.
There you go.
That's right.
So who are
Welcome
we?
to the podcast.
I'll tell you, who are we? We're a bunch of weirdos. And we're okay with that. We've made peace with it, have we?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Nowadays, I don't like labeling, parts of my identity. It's like, I feel like at that point, you either have to fulfill that or try to avoid that, and it's like,
I must say that I'm just gonna say it. We're all gonna get cancelled after I say this. Should I say it?
Say it.
Should I say it?
He's gonna
Do
say it.
I hate it when people say to me, "You're an underprivileged minority."
Oh,
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
What do they think we're underprivileged about?
Yeah, literally. It's like, no, don't
Okay.
look at me as lesser.
Lesser.
I
That's
wanna,
right.
Yeah.
I want to say that even if you are underprivileged, saying it to somebody just makes them feel like shit.
Yeah.
It's like saying to a beggar, "Oh, you poor
You're
person."
so poor. You're so
Exactly.
poor.
Because
It's so cute that
indirectly
you're so
they're saying that
poor.
they're better than you.
Yes,
Directly.
indirectly they say,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, I'm better than you because you're like
And then-
underprivileged.
They're
You're not
outlining your
Yeah, yeah.
inferiority,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yes, and
I
so
hate it. I hate it.
yeah, get off your high horse.
I don't know, but these days it's a big thing, right? Like your level of privilege and But I don't know. I just, for me personally, I've never wanted to be felt as like, oh, treat me better because I'm lesser. You know? No.
Yeah,
It does sometimes work.
yeah. Unless if I'm applying for a scholarship, you know.
You know,
scholarships.
if it's gonna get me something, then absolutely, to treat me as underprivileged, whatever, you know. But like,
I'm not gonna milk it.
yeah, it's like I'm really not.
I'm
but
not
I
gonna
will
go around
take-
giving speeches or talking about it in my podcast.
Yeah, if you're gonna give me a job just because I'm underprivileged, then I'll take it.
Yeah.
But
But I got a
like,
question.
you know,
Did you guys ever just go through those things, right? But then didn't really pick up on it till you got a little bit older?
What do you
know?
mean?
Like things like that situation where, racist things had happened, and it wasn't until you're older, it was like, you were like, damn, that's actually kind of rude. That wasn't, we're getting treated differently in that situation at that time. Or like this guy had gotten bullied, but I didn't register that it was.
That's why it's happening.
That's why it's happening.
I don't know. I think I was always aware of it. I never felt like, oh, it's happening, and I didn't realize it and figured that out later. Why did that happen with you? Yeah. So what happened there?
Oh, it wasn't to me, but to a friend of mine. He was getting bullied, and I was just like watching it happen. But I was just like, man, this guy was being really mean to him.
Yeah.
Why is it happening? Why is he just targeting him, not no one else? He's nice to everybody else.
It was me.
But
hey.
yeah, it was the kid. And I was just like, oh, that's until someone else had stepped in and was like, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah. I've got an interesting one relating to what you said as well.
Yeah.
So when I first came to New Zealand, I went to high school, right? They have this thing in high school where, like, if you migrated to the country and you're a student, they automatically send you to the special learning department.
oh, the ESL classes.
Right.
ESL.
So I got sent to that. Now, I was always good in English. And I went to Fiji, or everybody knows how to speak English in Fiji, right? And so I got sent to this ESL class. And this really nice lady sat down, but she was very antagonizing, right? So I tell her, look, I don't need the support. Trust me. I'm fine. I just want to go to my normal English classes, and I assure you I'll be fine. And she goes, I'll just test just to be safe. And so she makes me take the test. I ace it. Then she goes and makes me write a bunch of words. I ace that. And then she's like, oh my God, this is so amazing. Oh my God. And then the last test was she literally pulls out a bloody dictionary and points at words. He goes, what does this word mean? I tell her. And then she's like, oh my God, this is university level. You're so smart. And I'm like, oh my God, this is just getting worse and worse and
horrible.
worse. You're making it worse.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling smarter. I feel like you're just belittling the expectation of me.
Yes.
This is normal for kids in Fiji.
Right.
Kids in Fiji know this stuff.
Yeah.
It's this, you've got this ideology that, those poor island kids don't know how to read.
Yeah.
And so you're just completely stumped by the fact that I can.
That's interesting. So you think she was doing that because you're from a different country?
Oh, but she was giggling and clapping her hands, bro. Come on.
That's interesting. Well, now that
And she was putting in words, like big words, mine. And she was like, what does this mean? And I'm like, this is what this means. And she's like, oh my God. Okay, what does this mean? Like, did she need to
how
go
old
and
are
do
you?
that test? You know?
How old are you? Like, I mean, how old were you when you...
I was 17.
17.
Oh yeah, that's a bit
That's
old
shocking.
then for
That's
that.
so
Yeah.
shocking.
Yeah, I was in high school.
Although,
yeah.
is it possible that she was more so trying to determine which level of English class to put you in? Or was that already decided?
Mate, she was pointing
Yeah.
at the big words saying, ooh,
University level.
This is cow.
You're university level. I was already in English class. So the way ESL basically works is that they support you to get credits aside from your class.
So
if
you
you're
got
failing
sent to
your
the
class.
dumb class.
Yeah,
So-
I was already in.
So were you in the
good
dumb
class.
English class and they kept you there?
No, I was already in the good class.
Oh, you were in the good
Yeah.
class?
By the way,
Wait, you're in the good class, then they put you to the dumb class?
no, they sent
No,
you
no,
to ESL to support you in your English class.
Oh.
But I didn't need the support.
Okay.
This is what I pointed out to. I was like, I don't need the
Extra
support.
class.
I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like sort of like tutorial sort of thing.
Sounds
I
like
guess from
great
one,
school.
Yeah, one perspective, that's actually
sounds
really
like
good.
a great school. It was a Melville.
Marvel Circle.
That can't be right.
Formerly known as Melville. Now it's known as
Maybe
Simon.
it was
I'll
more
tell
the
you.
school and the fact that no one in the school knew the big words.
yeah.
Not a
That's
small
a good point. So what you are saying is people from Melville High School are dumb. That's what he's saying. Not
dare
me.
you.
He's saying.
Did you know the big words?
I'm still
Did
dumb.
you know?
You know, funny thing, because I hung out at Raksmey a lot in high school, I really messed around doing English classes, and so I didn't do any of the internals.
Yeah.
And the English teacher had no
Blame me for that.
the English teacher had no hope for me, right?
I'm starting to see a reason why you were sent to the dumb class.
No, listen to me. Listen to the full story. Listen to the full. This is before. This is after the whole assessment had been concluded. By the way.
Yes.
So the English teacher says to me, "So what are you planning for next year?" I go, "I want to do level 3 English." And
Yes.
she's like, "We'll see how you do in your externals." And it's
yeah.
so I'm like, "Okay." I aced my externals.
You end up passing it because of the externals.
yeah. I literally just aced all my externals.
Yeah.
So here I went to the level 3 English class.
That's pretty hard to do. Like,
yeah, and
I
then
feel
she
like
looks at me and she's like, "So you just weren't trying in my class?"
So when I pass the road code, because I'm so smart, you give me shit. But he aces all his English, and you go, "Oh, that's great."
Because he was getting
That's
extra.
so good.
He was getting extra support because he was in the dumb class.
I didn't get the extra support. I wasn't in the dumb class.
Now
This is a double standard, okay?
now you've actually
This is
reminded me.
his coming down to me. Like
You-
he's doing the thing that he said he hates. Oh my god!
I
Good
never
on you.
said that he's smart. I said he was in the dumb class.
Yeah, didn't give him shit for talking about his
Wait.
You said his whole high school was dumb.
Just a minute. The fact that you keep saying I was in the dumb class, you realize Raksmey was in that class.
Hey, man.
He stands by it. He stands by it. He's just taking everybody down.
I'll tell you something, okay? I'll tell you
Go
something.
on, tell you something.
Now that you say it, I have experienced racism in my English class. I have. I have. There was an assessment, and all the students received a superstar, good job, well done
remember
sticker, and I did not.
I love those.
Maybe you just dumb.
It hurt me so much to my core. How old was I? 18. But still.
Wait.
I see where you're going. I see
You
where you're
know
going
what
with
this tells me? You needed the ESL. You needed the dumb
I
class.
wish I went to the dumb class in Melville High School. I would have gotten stickers.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta say, chemistry's topic gave us something good.
It was not bad. It was not bad.
Not
Oh,
bad.
about this English class. In year 10, I had an English teacher. At the end of the year, what we had to do is we had to write which class we want to be in for next year. If we want to be in the top English class, we write E1.
How can you choose?
Don't you get
How
points?
do you get to choose?
I don't know why.
This is why smart people get to choose.
No. I don't know why. It was
We
like
just get thrusted into a class.
it was like you say where you
Why we're
think
getting out
you
of the
should
dumb
be.
class for
Exactly.
these guys.
It was
It
like
must have been a private school, and like E1 is like $100, E2 is like $50, $25.
How much would you like to pay for your tuition?
Hamilton
put the
Boys
kid in the
High, guys. Okay, the most public of public schools.
That's a nice
Carry
school,
on,
though.
carry on.
It's a nice school.
So you have to write down which class you like want to be in next year. If you E1, if you think you want to be in the top one, E2, if you think, oh, I'm good but not that good, stuff like that, right?
And the minorities.
Yeah, but E3 and E4.
That was nothing back then.
naturally-
Raksmey all the way down there.
So naturally, I write down M1 for Maths 1, E2 for English, E1 for English 1, E1 for English 1, and all the one classes, right?
I apologize. Keep going.
It's okay. I write down all the one classes, and I get my teachers to sign it off. The teachers have to sign it off. And the maths teacher's like, oh yeah, M1, sweet. It's physics teacher, oh yeah, physics 1, sweet.
Go on, Roy.
I get to the English teacher, and he goes, E1. We'll just go /E2, shall we? Yes.
Bro, this sounds like some Harry Potter shit, eh?
Yeah.
Because did you guys into Harry Potter at all? No?
Yeah.
So you know how Harry had to like choose his classes and Snape was like, well, you're not getting into the Newt classes. Because I won an outstanding E1.
It's a good point. My English teacher was Snape.
She was Snape.
Let's go to Roy's round of trivia.
Yes.
The game is three rights. Pause there.
I changed up the format
Okay,
a little
we're
bit.
gonna hand it over to Roy, and he's gonna tell us about
Okay.
his game.
So, I'm going to give you guys a question with 3 possible answers. You're going to tell me which one the correct answer is, okay? You're allowed to discuss. I would prefer it if you did discuss it between yourselves, okay?
3 questions. One is
No, 3 answers.
3 answers. and
One
we-
is the correct answer. Or actually, put them in order, okay? The question is, which of the following kills the most people every year?
How old is this survey that you use? You basically
Yeah. How recent is this?
2022.
Was there any wars in 2002?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, I'm gonna go wild here. I'm gonna say human, snakes, and then mosquitoes.
So, as in your answer,
That's
is
my
humans,
order. So
humans kill the most, then
Yeah.
snakes, then mosquitoes.
This doesn't include wars, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
That's-
I'm
Oh,
gonna
wait,
go.
maybe it does.
I'm gonna go mosquitoes, and then I'm gonna go human snakes.
Match what Nikhil said.
Come on!
What? How are you saying?
I'm just saying mine's one.
Come on,
but you
come
should
on.
okay.
Explain mosquito
messing.
land,
I'm
you
catching.
explain
I
more.
don't have a huge answer for it.
No, that's okay, just-
It's like gambling, right? I'm throwing
You
stuff in here.
rationalize why you said
Human are
humans.
bad beings, okay?
There you go, you heard it first here. Human are bad beings. That's what they
Bad
teach at
beings.
Melville.
Okay, right. What's the
What's the
answer?
right answer?
Now, you explain your rationale.
Well, I reckon mosquitoes kill a lot of people.
Malaria,
Dengue
right?
fever,
Malaria,
malaria, all that
sure,
shit.
yeah.
You know, you hear about these epidemics all the time.
Yeah.
But there's crime
And not
everywhere,
everybody
though.
can afford DIMP.
Yeah.
What's DIMP?
You don't know what DIMP is? You know what DIMP is, right?
The dengue fever.
What's the
DIMP!
Is it the
DIMP is
injection?
yeah. Yeah.
Insect repellent.
That's some. That's
It's
some,
called DIMP, right?
That's some rich kid shit right there.
No, DIMP.
Nah, but we like the mosquito coil.
I want you to put edit the DIMP here, okay? It's a
This
thing.
is how whitewashed he is.
Guys, I need DIMP.
I've heard of dimple. Is it the same thing?
He's got such beautiful dimples, the mosquitoes just go away.
No, okay, whenever I go to Fiji, they bite me more. It's hurtful.
Because you're whitewashed.
No, like
They
everybody,
know.
we'll all be sitting here, the mosquitoes only biting me. Why? Why me? The mosquitoes are
Because you
racist.
bloody wanna go dimp.
Yeah, maybe the dimp's not working. All right, Roy, what's the answer?
Interestingly, you are correct. That is the exact order.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured snakes couldn't kill that many people. And
Yeah,
humans,
yeah.
gangs and all that
Damn
crap.
it.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah,
go.
well, snakes apparently kill a lot of people. I thought they'd be really far down, but they're pretty high up. They're third.
But not third to humans.
Not going to beat
So
humans.
humans are out there, yeah.
Because how many times do you hear about a snake killing a person?
Exactly. That's what
Only
I was
in
saying. And then you
Australia.
Yeah.
and you've got
And Harry
bloody
Potter.
remedies for snakes
yeah.
all the time now, you know?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True.
That's
We don't
it.
have remedy for human yet.
If you get bitten by a snake, call this guy. He got you.
But if it was like World War era time, it would be humans number 1, right?
I reckon right now.
I'm not crazy. You don't justify your answer now.
Yeah, like World War II, I think 70 million people died.
Yeah.
Oh, there you
So that would have been more
It
than
would've been-
mosquitoes.
yeah.
True.
Unless
Mosquitoes
the
trying to
troops
win.
got attacked by like malaria or something.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Dysentery.
Lovely. That was
Yeah,
lovely.
that does kill a lot of people. Well, one everyone.
Damn, mosquitoes kill people.
Yeah, bro.
Like,
They're
is it like
very-
continuous? Like multiple bites? Or is it like...
You can
Well,
really
it's
tell
like-
he's lived in a first world war.
Bro, Cambodia has a massive
I did get an injection before going
It's not like finished. It's like
yeah.
they're all over the shop.
Okay, so what is...
So, if they've got malaria, if they've got the malaria virus, right?
Oh, yeah.
Then they bite you and that goes into your blood.
Oh.
You just die from getting
You just
really
die.
sick.
That's
So
why
if
it's sickens?
you
It
get
can kill.
No, from
Yeah.
sickness.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
So if you get bit by mosquito,
Yeah.
It's because third world countries don't have that high level of medication
Right,
and,
right.
and health.
Are they special mosquitoes? Or they just carry malaria? Like overseas?
carry
Yeah,
malaria.
there are
Ah,
different
yeah, right.
kinds of mosquitoes that carry specific diseases as well.
cool. You got more questions, or is that it?
One more.
All right.
Okay. So there was a man in the 70s. He had a lawn chair. You know what a lawn chair is? He strapped 42 helium balloons to his lawn chair and flew up into the sky.
Yeah, that was in that movie.
Great opening sequence. Great opening
was.
sequence.
So
Yeah.
his original plan was he's going to float at about 100 feet, right? So 30-ish meters. He took a BB gun with him. He's going to shoot some of the balloons, come back down.
Sound plan.
I like it. I like it.
Height did he actually end up making it?
Well, you're gonna
I
give us
think you
choices?
told us this ages ago.
Why would you remember?
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
would you
Are you
remember?
gonna give us
this
choices? Like, what's the range?
Okay,
Yeah.
look.
He was aiming for 100. feet.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
missed it by a lot.
So he didn't reach 100 feet.
No, he
lower, higher.
Went higher.
way past the mark.
All right.
He got close
I'm
to
gonna
space.
say he levitated 5 centimeters or 10 centimeters. 5 to 10 centimeters.
What do you mean? Up?
He went up.
No, he
No,
went, hi- he
no,
went
no.
higher than
He
the
went higher.
Oh, he went higher.
He went higher.
I think he got.
Crap.
Wait, are we supposed to give you the answer? And then you say
Yeah,
yes or
what
no?
do you think it
He
is?
got close to space. Like he got really close. Like running out of oxygen.
Yeah. You can give it to me in feet or meters. I'll give you this.
How the hell am I supposed
Wait,
to-
hang on. 10,000 feet is usually roughly where people skydive.
Let me ask you a question. What is considered space? What kilometers?
Yeah, I want to say
When you suffocate. I don't know about it's the kilometers.
it can't have been that high because don't rockets literally need thrusters to escape the Earth's gravity?
No, but the
So how would he
helium-
be able to escape
Okay,
Earth's
he would have
gravity?
gone to the point where the helium is lighter than the air. So he would have gone till there's no more air to be lighter.
And then he wouldn't be able to float anymore, right? So they'll just stay there.
I
What-
may
what
have just
point
been
is
the
that?
way how dumb I am just now. But that's my theory.
I feel like he wouldn't have been able to break gravity's pull. So wherever the gravity's pull stops, like
God, you're
that's
showing
gonna be
how
it.
we were in the dumb class right now.
My
I
brain-
feel so dumb.
I'm just.
Okay,
my
I'm
brain.
gonna say he got high enough to see that the Earth was flat.
You know what? He probably believed it before he took off. With the helium balloon idea.
Okay,
and
so
video
I'm
gun.
saying
I'll give you this. 5,000 feet is the minimum you need for skydiving. People
Yeah.
usually skydive from 10,000.
Yeah.
10,000 feet is how high planes fly, right? And knowing the fact that he's telling the story means that the planes had to stop flying because he was in the air. So it has to be higher than 10,000 feet, right? That's number one. Number two, how high does rocket go before officially is in space? 10K.
You know this?
10K.
10 kilometers.
Yep.
So how many feet is that?
I don't know.
Give it to me in kilometers.
How
You
many
can give it to me in kilometers.
Subway
I know the
sandwiches
answer.
is that?
Okay, I'm gonna.
I know the answer in kilometers and in feet.
10K.
Okay.
That's my call. 10K.
I'm gonna say. So 10K is when rockets is in space.
Surely.
Surely podcast.
Surely that's correct.
I'm gonna say 7 kilometers.
I'm gonna go in between 8 or 0.5.
Who's the closest? Is it gonna be him? Does it's higher?
Like none
No,
of
it's
these.
yours.
7.
10, he didn't
Was
he
it
was
five?
always right.
So I was right. I was right. he couldn't
you
break
were
the
way off.
gravity.
Yeah, he couldn't. He only got to 5,000 meters.
Yeah. there you go.
okay.
Because
5K.
gravity.
So
bro.
5K.
So the kill was the
Gravity,
closest.
5K. Yeah.
So was I correct about that space thing?
No.
I don't know.
Gravity.
I don't know. 10K is with.
Well, there you go. Need to brush up on my space facts.
That's it. That's how Roy's gonna get us though. He's gonna
know.
go this high for us to look dumb.
Yeah, exactly. I think Roy's segment is just to make us look dumb.
Guys, it was a lawn chair.
Smart Roy. Smart Roy. Hang on. That should be the tag thing. Intro video.
Smart Roy, smart Roy, smart Roy.
Roy is smart. Roy is smart.
like
Roy is smart.
Let's edit that. Let's edit that.
Well, just to tell you guys, it was literally a lawn chair.
Yeah.
He didn't strap himself to it. He
Oh,
didn't have a seatbelt.
okay.
He
Wow,
died.
That's
no
pretty good.
way.
He made
He
it down.
survived.
He survived.
Did he
Yeah.
survive?
That
BB
lawn chair.
guns to do it.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah.
Oh, what a legend.
He had a radio.
They stopped the planes because of him?
Yeah, so he had a radio.
He's not sure.
No,
He's
wait,
not
hang on,
sure.
hang on. So he calls up the radio tower and he goes, "Hey, I'm this high up. I'm trying to land." And they're like, "Oh, what plane are you? What kind of plane are you?" And he's like, "I'm in a launch." And they helped him get down. But yeah, they had
They
to.
need to make a movie. All right, up. I was gonna say up. So that is what the movie's based on. True story.
If only someone could make a movie about this idea.
Damn it, Pixar. Oh,
All right,
That was a
boys.
sad movie.
Right.
It's slapping time, I think.
oh is it? Oh my god.
It's almost slapping time.
I
Before-
choked on H. I hate myself for doing that.
Before we get to the slaps, it is time for the final challenge. The final challenge is this new segment that we're going to be doing. And in this segment, it's not actually going to happen in the podcast, but it's going to happen in the weeks between the podcasts.
Yes.
So, each contestant will be given a specific task to do by me. They're going to record themselves doing it, and then we're going to see who did it the best, and we'll play it in next week's episode, and we'll also judge them and see who is the winner. Now, it's going to be a point system, and after so many episodes, I'm thinking maybe 10, we're going to have a big punishment. for the person who is coming last.
Okay.
All right? So,
A lot of pressure.
this week's challenge is you need to find a person and take a selfie with him. What person? We're going to edit the person that I'm going to be showing you in here, but you need to find this person and take a selfie with it.
Okay, I need a photo sent to
Okay,
me.
so I'll send this photo around, but this person
be
is
hard.
the person that they need to find
This is gonna
and
be
take a
difficult.
selfie with them. You can do a
I
video.
actually know.
You can do it either with them knowing or without them knowing. It's totally up to you. This is what needs to be done.
Time to
Good
get
luck to
Photoshop
you
working.
all. Good luck to you all. And we will be assessing all the photos now that you said that for whether
myself.
it's been doctored or not. So, yeah, that is the challenge for this week. Find that man, get a selfie with him. You guys can totally help these guys out. If you know this man, totally help them
me
out.
up. Hit me up.
All right. So that's the end of the episode. It's time to slap these guys. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next week. Make sure you subscribe as well. Okay, so who's slapping who now?
You
go ahead. You go ahead.
Yeah.
I feel-
You're going.
Get him right there so it's on camera.
No, you go first. I want to see how you do this.
I want to get it
I
over
feel like
with.
it's a
Do
shot
it.
here.
Do
It's
it
an
first.
Get him real good. Like it has to be
My
right
hand's
side.
sweaty. My
yeah,
hand's sweaty.
Close my mouth. I'll keep it open. What's
Keep
the
it
thing?
close. Keep it close.
No, you want to open so the vibration goes out.
Fine, sure.
Relax your jaw.
Alright, ready? Good slap. Good slap. Like right there.
I don't want to do this.
Do it.
I don't want to do
Do it
this.
hard. Do it hard. He would slap you, bro. He would think twice. He would think twice.
I
Bro, carrot.
Just remember, you might lose the
I
challenge
know,
next
I
It's
week.
more sore if you get the air as well.
Okay.
That's Swap.
That's so sad.
We swap here. Roy, you slap me properly. I want
I
a
will
good slap.
slap you properly.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.
I appreciate you.
Don't you forget that.